Hello everybody, so this is the video that I have promised as an additional resource for the 10 Days to Interconnected Liberty workshop. And a little bit of background to understand why this behavior is happening. So Sari is my Andalusian Percheron mare. She is part of the Herd Bound project. I got her in summer of 2022 when the owner really wanted to just rehome Sari, the daughter, and wanted to keep the mother. But those two were absolutely herd bound together. Mom was 25, daughter was 8. They had never been separated. So I really lobbied to get both of them. And the previous owner was really willing to work with me. Sari had never been in the trailer. And I worked with her for almost 2 months for her to be ready to comfortably load in the trailer. There was a lot of trauma that had already been created, so we had to unwind some things, we had to undo some things, and now Sari is here at Soulfire Farm, and for the first time in her life, she was in a herd environment. Of course, we slowly introduced Navi, her mom, and Sari to my herd, but nevertheless, the change was dramatic, going from the desert and sand and 120 degrees to our more mountainous area with a lot of green. She has, for the first time in her life, she saw grasshoppers and grass and other horses and lots of different things that so far had not been part of her life and her environment. So one of the things how Sari was trying to cope was by domineering and dominating the other horses. And when I am in the paddock, when I am in the trail system, when I'm hanging out with my horses, arguing amongst themselves is an absolute no-no. That can go very quickly, very wrong in a herd of 6, and they can do what they want when they're on their own, but when I'm there, there is peace, and everybody is respecting each other's personal space, and I do not tolerate any arguments. I immediately put a stop to it. So they had been out on the trail system. They came up front to drink, and Sari and Navi were the first ones. And they had gotten their drink, and they had moved over to the side to rest when my other 4 horses came in. And Sari wanted to dominate the area around the water trough and make it unavailable for the rest of the herd. So I asked her to step away from the trailer and allow the other horses to drink. And that's when this behavior started to happen. So this was stressful for her because she wanted to control the situation. And I said, no, this is not what we do. This is one of the things where I say, this is what we never do. Everybody gets to have a drink. That's what we always do. Blocking the trough is what we never do. And when I'm clicking here on the video, you will see that this is stressful for her. And when Sari is stressed out, she makes funny faces. She sticks out her tongue to the side of the mouth. Lately, that has not happened anymore. And she's trying to cope with the brace and tension and stress and anxiety that is happening in her body. And as the gatekeeper of her safety, security, confidence, and well-being, I'm guiding her through this process. So I'm not telling her stop this, because from my perspective, then the behavior stays stuck in the body. We have to release the brace, the tension, the stress, the worry, the anxiety, the fear, in order for the behavior to dissipate. So let's have a look how I did that. So you can see right here that she started to make the funny face, and then she was licking and chewing. Licking and chewing is a form of letting go of tension. There has to be tension present in order to let go of tension. So right here, when you look at her facial expression, her face is tense and tight. The eyes are hard. The ears are pinned back. And she has some wrinkles around the mouth and nose area. And she back then still had a tendency to nip when she got frustrated. That usually started with 3 wrinkles around the nose. Then the eyes would get hard, and the next behavior then was nipping or biting. So here you can see that for a moment she is licking and chewing, and then she gets stressed out again. And this is what some trainers will call calming behavior, but it's really calming signals. But to me, it's a little bit of a tricky word for this kind of behavior, because the horse cannot find relaxation in that moment. They're trying to find relaxation, they're trying to get rid of the stress, but they're unable to do so. So she goes back and forth between trying to let go of tension, and then she goes back into the stress behavior. So what you heard there was me blowing a raspberry. For those of you that are not from the US or don't speak as much English, I have found that to be the purple pill for horses. It is amazing what you can accomplish when you make that sound and you exhale. So this is what I'm doing right now. And you can see that it is a new input to the nervous system via sound, but also via feel, but it's the kind of energy and intent that surrounds the sound. And she now looks at me. And she stopped the behavior. Now look what happened with the ears. The ears have become softer. The eyes still a little bit closed, but not as hard as they used to be. And her nose and mouth area has definitely found in that moment some relaxation. So let's look what happens next. So totally different facial expression, soft. And now we have a little bit of going back to the stressed out behavior. And again, a little bit more relaxation, friendly, soft facial expression. And a lot of times I see when horses stop this kind of behavior, where they really go internal for moments or for a longer period of time, really depends on the horse. It's almost like they're waking up a little bit and they're starting to pay attention to their surroundings. First towards me, and now a little bit more towards external circumstances. And you can see my horses there standing behind them. Everybody had a drink and they're all resting. So it is very important in a moment like this that we're allowing the process to happen. So right there, I yawned. Did you see that the yawning facilitated some blinking and the eyes got softer in that moment? when you have a horse that had traumatic experiences, that had a form of abuse, that had some unnatural living conditions, those patterns are deeply ingrained, and you need to allow enough time to really for the horse to find release. If you're the touchy-feely type, please refrain from touching your horse in that moment, because you're giving a new input to the nervous system and you're taking the attention away from finding relaxation, from processing, from letting go. Very important that we're very intentional with what we do and what we don't do. So off and on you will see little quivers in the nose and mouth area. That means we're still processing. Very small signs, right? Very important to see those small signs. So right here, she moved her head over and she pinned her ears and she gave the other horses the ugly face, right? And when you look at her body posture, head is a little bit higher than the withers, so we have some tension in the poll area here. Again, so right here, she is engaging and becoming dominant again and trying to micromanage the situation with the other horses. That is, in my opinion, a coping mechanism where she lashes out at the other horses when she has trouble with internal processing. I see that in horses as much as you will see that in humans. So right here, you hear my voice, pay attention. Good. So I ask for her attention by rather softly, shh, 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 I have found a sound that horses pay attention to. And I can redirect her energy away from the other horses. I will now also have a space conversation. I'm putting myself in between the four amigos, that's my original, very connected herd, and Sari and Navi, so to make sure that we don't have a negative response and interaction between the horses. So there you see Fantasia and Cash, and they're going to have another drink here. And just the fact that this is happening, and she cannot go about her usual response, is causing a little bit more stress for Sari. And right here, this is the naughty face. When these wrinkles, so 1, 2, 3, in that moment it's 4 wrinkles, usually it's 3. When these 3 wrinkles appear and the eye gets hard, that's usually when she lashes out and when she starts to nip. So this is her reasserting herself. And at that time, we already had a few conversations about it is not being okay. It's not appropriate to nip and bite at people. That is a space conversation. So in this moment, she chose just to threaten without following through, which is good. Already progress. Now, I have to say, because I'm holding my phone and I'm paying attention, that definitely can have an effect, because we have a very focused intent, and yeah, focused intent, and that can definitely make a difference. So I'm trying my best to film that for you while I'm going through my strategies. So you can see this is threatening behavior mostly towards me in this moment. And it is really important that we don't take things like this kind of behavior personal. This is being defensive. This is comes from worry. This comes from stress, from anxiety. So in this moment, we really need to come from a place of empathy while keeping ourselves safe and setting healthy boundaries. So in that moment, I might very well put my hand out and say, the space is not available for you.
Bakri, get out.
And my doggy wanted to help out, so she was being told to leave. So right here, because I noticed that Sari had a hard time dealing with me being so close, I moved a little bit away. So retreat is a very important part of your strategy in helping your horse find comfort in a difficult situation. So this is now different, right? This is not twisting the tongue, making funny faces. We actually had now a starting to find relaxation yawn. So licking and chewing, coming off tension, blinking, coming off tension, the head being lower than the withers, coming off tension, yawning, coming off tension, processing. Now the interesting thing is that mom, just like me, is simply holding space for her daughter. Now this video was taken several months ago. They just had been at my place for a few weeks. And at that point, Sari and Navi were still very much connected. Nowadays, they're spending more time apart, and Sari does not rely on her mother as much anymore as she used to. That's more part of the Herd Bound project, and it is a side effect of helping her find relaxation on her own, without mom, and in my presence. I'm scoring points. Good. This is lovely, right? This is much better.
No. Easy. Easy.
So right there was a little bit of a moment where she started to stress out, and with my words and with the sound of my words, I'm helping her to go back to relaxation.
Much better. Good girl. No. You don't need to do that. There you go. Good job. Easy.
So in moments like this, it's very important for you to be present. It's very important for you to be mindful. It's very important to be grounded, to really, have your tree roots going in the ground and getting that grounded energy from Mother Earth. It is also really important that you make sure that you don't hold your breath, that you don't have any buzzing energy, that you don't hold any tension. So in moments like that, go back to the body awareness and relaxation audio. Take those parts where I'm talking about how to find relaxation in the different areas of your body where you might hold tension. That is a wonderful moment to just hang out with your horse, help your horse move through tension, as well as help yourself find relaxation. Can totally be a team effort. So when we're looking at this, now the ears are not pinned back anymore. They're gently held back. The eye is soft. The head is definitely lower than the withers. And we have a soft expression around the nose and mouth area. Very, very important. Again, I am not touching her. I am giving her the opportunity to make contact with me. It's very, very important. A lot of times we're so focused on touch that we're trying to touch our horse and our horse is moving away and we're still trying to touch. That will actually cause you to make withdrawals of your relationship bank account. So I hope you see the soft blinking in the eyes. We have a little bit of twitching in the nose and mouth area. More blinking. There you go. So now she is, can you see how she used her breath first to connect? Yeah, both nostrils. Very, very important, right? And we have some nice licking and chewing going on.
Yeah, that's all different. Here we are.
And I have found a lot of times that in moments like this, the horse will actually push on you and make firm contact. And to me, that is literally what it is. They want to connect. They physically connect in that moment with you. And it's out of free will and free choice. And remember, liberty, interconnected liberty. Liberty means that we have the scope of making our own decisions. Free will and free choice. And we're giving the same courtesy to our horse.
Nice job. Good job. Yeah.
So you can see now we have a totally different facial expression. Now we're getting to the part where she is curious, where she wants to check out. There is no more threatening going on. Here we have Mommy, here we have Valkyrie, and here we have the other horses.
You don't have to be all grouchy and naughty. Good girl. Good, Sari and Navi.
So this is a very good moment now to stop and to let her process what just happened. And in that moment, again, we don't want to do any touching, but you want to hold space for your horse, for yourself, for your herd of 2 or more. I hope you enjoyed that video as an additional resource for the 10 Days to Interconnected Liberty workshop. At this time, there are still a couple spots left to become part of the 10-day support group for the workshop, where we can go through videos like this one with your horse, where you can ask additional questions, where I will provide additional resources for you, and where you can give yourself that additional hand holding and hoof holding to really propel yourself forward. This 10-day support group is facilitated in Facebook, and like I said, with one-on-one coaching, lots of additional resources, and to me, the ideal addition to the workshop. So if you want to grab one of the couple spots that are still available, just send me an email, let me know, and I can send you the link, or I might just pop the link in the email that I will send out along with this video. Take advantage of the additional coaching and mentoring opportunities that are available to you. There are also a couple spots open in my Success Path Mentorship Program, and I have a special for all of you that have signed up for the workshop. So check your email about that awesome opportunity to save money and get a huge chunk of additional support. So 2 options. Commit to the 10 days, which, by the way, that will be recorded and will be a permanent part of your Genuine Connections library. So if you can't make it live to the 10 days, don't worry. Or engage in a longer-term mentorship program with me. As always, thank you so much for listening, for showing up, for wanting to improve yourself, find that optimal best for yourself and your horse and your relationship. Be blessed and with lots of love, because love makes everything better, including our horsewomanship. Bye now.